Hey everyone, thank you so much for joining us. I'm Michelle Sandler and this is Searchie Success. And this morning I am here with Mitch Aunger and he has got searchiehubs.com. So Mitch, tell us a little bit about who you are, who you serve, and what you're up to.
Thank you, Michelle. And I love what you're doing. This is a great series. I've seen one of the first ones already, so I'm excited to see where you go with this.
Thanks.
I have a really long story, like most people. I started in photography and video. I worked for Boeing for 32 years, and now I am serving entrepreneurs in what I call viral traffic, having to do with inviting people to refer others. So it's not viral as in I want 10,000 people. I want a few targeted people that are really interested in what we have to do. Now, what happened was that I also discovered along the way Searchie, and I've kind of been talking a lot about what's going on with Searchie and where we think it's going to go. So I'm excited about that.
Mhm.
And so I've kind of developed searchiehubs.com to be an educational kind of thing, as well as one of the things that people don't think a whole lot about when they get into Searchie is the fact that there's an affiliate program. And I love the fact that you're instantly in the affiliate program. You don't have to beg, you don't have to go fill out an application. They just hand you the link and say, here, go promote.
Mhm.
And so what I hope to do with searchiehubs.com is to provide information, to do training, and also to be able to have a bit of affiliate income so that people find me, they buy Searchie through me, and that means I have a little bit of stable income coming along for years to come.
Mhm.
That's a really long nutshell of what I'm doing.
Right, right. Okay. So you've got your Searchy Hub up, and I mean, people are going to your hub. I mean, like crazy right now. And so I would love for you, let's just get right into it because you've got a lot of great stuff to show. So if you'd bring up your screen
All
and
right.
give us a walkthrough, and we could even, I think, because of how you've got your particular hub structure, I think it'd be great to maybe even get into the weeds just a little bit, but show, what you've got going on and explain to people, your hub and how you've got it structured and whatnot.
Well, if I may, Michelle, I actually have 17 different hubs, and I can't do that with all my fingers
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
So I've been developing hubs for a variety of different reasons, which I think eventually you're going to end up talking about people that are doing all kinds of things. I have some hubs that are for clients. I have some hubs that are for training Searchie. I have some hubs that are for training on challenges. I have the viral traffic stuff. And then I have the hubs where I started doing demos. And so when you say demonstrate my hub, I've got a whole bunch to talk about.
Yeah,
But
okay. Well,
it,
show us some of your favorites then.
um, no, I don't want to show all of them. You're right.
Okay,
We could be
okay,
here
okay,
forever.
okay, okay,
But this first one is what I call the demo. And if you go to demo.searchiehubs.com,
okay.
then you will get to this. Now, the goal of this was because the Searchie team has a great hub called Hubs by Hubs
Mm-hmm.
that shows you kind of how hubs are structured. And when we were in the beta, learning how things worked, I sort of discovered that people didn't understand what the different sections were. What does this call to action section do, or what does this featured section do? So I started creating this, and I got a little hog wild with it because I'm doing all kinds of different experiments. But this hub is an explanation of what hubs do, and so there are all these different sections, and I confess that it looks jumbled. It is not as pretty as Michelle Sandler kind of hubs. Okay, I get it, and I'm not a designer. I'm a software developer, so any help you can give would be phenomenal. But I wanted to just demonstrate the different sections. So I do have the primary color and the secondary color
Right,
selected,
right.
and I'm kind of playing within that. But I also, for example, wanted to show this section up here is a call to action section that actually is much more advanced than what they're doing because they've allowed us to do some HTML stuff. don't want to go too far into that, but that's why I did it with pinks and this green, which matches up there. But to show that you can do different fonts and different colors and that kind of stuff. And so this hub is primarily designed to show you what the different sections do. They've added a thumbnail to the call to action section, for example, and then there's the call to action grid with different card sizes and blah, blah, blah. So it's all designed to do that.
Yeah.
And then when I started going down this path, I thought about people like you. And I said, and people were, of course, asking in the beta group, in the Searchie group, where can I see what other people are doing? So that's when the light bulb went off and I created what I call the market or the directory. I stuck with market and was going with marketplace in my head, but it's a directory of different resources. Obviously, the best place to put that is inside of a hub, right?
Right.
Now, there are other tools that do directories really well, and I almost bought one over Black Friday, but I didn't. And I was like, oh, a directory would be really awesome. So here's where I'm collecting different things that different people are doing. For example, training, which you and I potentially will be doing. Samples, the templates. I have this that I was working on over the weekend, but there's a section that I just added called experts. So I mentioned to you the other day that I want to put you in there, for example. But we needed a place somewhere out on the web to be able to collect stuff. And so I'm also sort of playing with things like this section break with a different background. And I don't particularly like, anyway, we talk about design all day long.
Yourself. You're just showing us what you got.
Yeah. And then there's the section of real user hubs and videos. And so I've started collecting some of those things to send people to different directions if they want to go look at hubs. Now, it kind of, by the way, means that you have to have a public-facing hub for those of you that are Searchie fans, right?
Yeah.
I can't necessarily, other than do a screen grab, show what a private hub looks like because you can't send people to log into stuff.
Right, right.
But that's also where the marketplace side of it comes into play, because eventually I hope that people will say, well, there's a great spot where I could potentially find a little bit of a new market to say, well, I want to try to sell my membership, my course, whatever, and maybe this would be a directory to do that. I don't know if it's going to go that far, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And there's somebody named Michelle. I don't know about who that is, but this is the section that I had. So I created a section for offers and different things to potentially go in there. Theoretically, the page structure I haven't quite totally figured out yet, but I think you get the idea.
Yeah.
So a couple of quick examples. I have the viral challenges. I have a hub set up for those people that were in my viral challenge. And depending upon whether or not they've purchased the course, then they get access to different levels of this.
So this is your other business that you're doing to teach people about your viral business that you were mentioning about.
Correct.
People, teaching people the affiliate stuff and referring sort of a thing. So this is like a course that you would sell somebody. And so this is the hub that they would see if they purchased with you, getting into the back end of what you're offering.
Correct.
Okay. Just clarifying.
Yeah. And a great point, because I tend to assume people know what the heck I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And this is actually one of the things that was a great learning experience for me, because I was doing a 5-day challenge back in November, and I said, oh, Searchie Hubs, that would be a great place to put this. So the people that initially signed up got the first level of courses, right? And then I went, holy camole, when they purchase the next level, like a VIP, right? Here's different levels of content that they could see depending upon what they've paid for. Now, this is showing them all of it.
Right.
But note, by the way, let's not forget that Searchie also has the ability to do something like this, because I have a next level after the course that I call my mastermind. And so what am I going to do? Of course, I'm going to plug that, right? So I
Right.
give them a link to go do that. And then that's my movers mastermind. I have a hub for that. And all we do in that mastermind is get together, do masterminds. I grab all the recordings, and then I have some bonuses for them, right? So I collect all of that in their own Searchie hub, and they can go in and they can do searches. And by the way, one of the things that I've done here is that everybody that's in my mastermind has their own unique word. So when they get to talking about or asking questions, or it's their time to talk, we say their word, and then they can come into the hub and do a search on their unique word. It's not a common word like leech or moonshine, is one of our friends.
Yeah.
And therefore they can find their content and not have to, see all the rest of it. So that's kind of cool.
That's awesome. Love it.
So
That's
those
great.
I have, training hubs. I have some more hubs, but those are the basic ones that I'm working with right now.
Yeah, that's great. Love it. Well, thank you for sharing. I mean, you gave us, 4 hubs to look at. That's incredible. And you have such a variety. So it really is a great way for people to see really what you can do. And
Yeah,
so, I bet you now you can build these things in no time flat, right? Yeah,
absolutely.
right. So what kind of advice do you have for people who are just getting started? They're fresh off the boat to Searchie, as you might say.
Um, don't be what's the word? Not in. Don't be overwhelmed.
Mm-hmm.
Searching turns out to be freaking easy.
Mm-hmm.
It is so. Now you like anything, you can go down a rabbit hole of like getting into Zapier and trying to figure out drip stuff and how to, you start easy. If you haven't been able to go to one of the Planet Build It sessions, I think those are going to be fantastic down the road. There's a new one that just started and the sales is over, but I love the way Stu and the Searchie team are putting together the idea of spending time planning your hub or hubs or the structure of how you're going to build things, and then just doing it.
Mm-hmm.
In the courses that I am doing, I think one of the reasons I resonated with it is that I've discovered in like teaching people how to do contests, the first thing they have to do in doing a contest is not dive into the software and figure out how to do the this and that. You got to go back and you got to plan it. And
Mm-hmm.
most people aren't planning the activities, the things that they have to do, and what their goals are, and all that kind of stuff. And so with the team doing the Planet Build It sessions, I was like, oh, that's exactly what I'm doing. And I think that resonates. You're shaking your head like
Mm-hmm.
up and down like crazy because people want to be able to be walked through those steps.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've been through so many courses in the past where they teach you and they hand it to you and you say, now go do it, and then there's no help.
Right.
And so, that's a lot of what I'm doing in my mastermind. Not that I'm plugging that, but the ability to be able, it's much like college. We were talking about college before we started
Right.
recording. The ability to like go to a professor and say, look, I've got these questions. Those office hours were the best time in college because that's where you got the really hardcore help.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what most people I think are needing. So if you're going to develop training, put some kind of a human element in there where you're able to answer questions. Don't just throw it out there. This is Mitch's opinion. Don't just throw it out there and let people wallow. Give them some help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think the Searchy team is incredible. And, in particular, Will and Paulina, they have sessions to be able to help you and walk you through. And they offer them frequently. And whenever I reach out to the help team, this morning I had something and they were back to me right away with
They are.
me. So I think that that's also very helpful. So, well, thank you so much for being with us and being with me and answering all of my questions. Is there anything else you want to add to what we've done this morning, or?
The only thing that I think you need to be careful of is understanding what the tool does before you go whole hog. And you know, we've talked about Kajabi, we've talked about other things. Stu is not, and Stu's part of the team, right? He's not the whole team in
Right.
terms of planning for Searchie. But the one thing that they have said repeatedly is that Searchie's not going to be a be all, end all, do one tool kind of thing. And so understand how Searchie fits into where you're going. And it's so easy to do. Dive in there and get started. Do the planning, do the building, and don't be shy. I mean, some people have to plan it to the nth degree before they get started. Just get started. Just build it. Nobody's going to see it. Nobody's going to laugh at you.
Right.
It's okay to just see how it works and ask questions in the Searchie group.
Yeah, yeah. Everybody, it's a great group. We're all very friendly in there and helping each other out and cheering each other on, which is great. So, well, thank you so much for being with us. I appreciate it. And anything you got coming up you want everybody to know about?
Well, yes, I obviously I would love for you all to go to searchiehubs.com. It's brand new. It's not as wonderful and pretty as it could be, but I did the thing. I got started. I built it.
Right. Get it
and for people that buy Searchie through my affiliate link, I will be giving courses. There's a couple of free courses you can already get. And one of the things, by the way, is that I've integrated my referral, my viral traffic processes in there. So you can see a little bit about how I'm doing that if you sign up for the free courses. So dive in there.
Great.
Can't wait to help you.
Thank you again. So searchiehubs.com.
Right.
And it's Mitch Aunger. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day and Searchie success. Everyone, happy building your Searchie hubs. Happy building Searchie. And we'll talk to you later. See you later. Bye.